I'm about to break down the most important funnel in the info space, which is the call booking funnel or VSL funnel. It's one of the most simple funnels, but so many people get it wrong because they're missing these 4 key components. And if you're able to actually get these things right, you can easily scale this funnel to 50, 100, even 500K per month, which many people do. So let's get right into it. Over the past year, we've generated over $1.2 million in cash collected for our clients who are high ticket coaches, creators, and info product business owners. And we've done it all with one simple funnel, which is the call booking funnel or VSL funnel. So this video is perfect for you if you're a growth operator or info product agency owner looking to scale your clients past that 100K per month mark, or you're a creator or coach who wants to scale your own funnel to 100K, 200K, or even $1 million a month. And so if this sounds like you, stick around till the end of this video because I'm gonna break down exactly how to do this step by step. And so as I mentioned, there's 4 key scaling components to any book a call funnel. But here's the deal, if even one of these components fails, your funnel can hit major roadblocks, which has happened to me countless times. So pay close attention because mastering these 4 elements is what separates funnels that crush it from funnels that flop. And so these 4 components is understanding your metrics, the sales process, the content infrastructure, and how to actually properly manage your sales teams. So when it comes to metrics, the whole purpose of this is to actually know your numbers, to identify bottlenecks. Because if you don't know your numbers, you are essentially shooting in the dark and won't know which part of the business isn't working correctly, right? And so the main metrics that we actually track when it comes to our funnel is opt-in rates, booked calls, dialing metrics, including pickup rates, call volume, how many hours our reps are actually working and staying productive, and then our sales metrics like show rates, close rates for each of our reps. And the key principles behind this is actually allowing you to make data-driven decisions that are essential for scaling, right? Because if you don't know what your show-up rate, you don't know what your opt-in rate is, you're not gonna actually know what needs to be improved and what is broken in your system. And so knowing your numbers is key. So here's a quick little example of a template that we use for our clients where we automate this entire spreadsheet that allows us to know how many followers we're actually outreaching to, the response rate, the reply rate, how many calls reps are taking, the response rate and the pickup rate, how many of those are leading to book calls, which is our strategy sessions, how many people are we actually pitching on our offers, what's the show rate, how many follow-ups are we doing per day, what was the close, cash collected, and revenue done. And so actually tracking this and automating this is extremely important. So we use Zapier, and we automate everything to a spreadsheet, like you can see here. And then from there, we are basically keeping all of our sales reps updated. And then all of this data is calculated through these spreadsheets and then plugged in directly into the main overall KPI tracking sheet. And so actually putting this together and tracking this for your call funnels is extremely important. Next, we go into the sales process, and the goal here is to really improve your show rate and close rate by actually having a dialed in sales process. And so here's how we're gonna diagnose the issue, right? If we have a low show rate, usually it's because leads aren't getting enough info before the call. Or maybe we have a low close rate that's often due to shitty products, poor sales assets, or a closer who isn't prepared. So how are we gonna fix this, right? So step 1 is the post-booking page, right? As soon as someone books a call on the calendar, which is the main principle around this entire funnel, they land on a page that sets them up for success, which is where you give them clear instructions to accept the calendar invite, and you frame the call with a small little video that they can watch, where you really just provide them value to get them hyped up and prepared for the call to make sure that they actually show up, right? From there, we want to get into the pre-call assets, where the goal here is to really pre-sell your leads. So they should show up to the call as nurtured and as educated as possible. And this will make the life of your closers just so much easier because all of these leads are just basically slam dunks. and they're just collecting payment. And so for this, we use short, digestible videos, usually 2 to 3 minutes each. So the first videos, you're gonna wanna answer common questions and feedback your sales team gets, right? So get with your sales team, ask what are the main objections, what are the questions that people are always asking you, and then make a quick video about this. Next, you're gonna wanna put together an FAQ style video of basically your offer and any doubts or limiting beliefs that people have about said business model, or maybe getting into fitness or whatever your niche is. And this will really allow your prospect to feel confident before they hop on the call, right? Further educating them and nurturing them. And then the third video is really just sharing all your case studies, all the testimonials, and set clear expectations to build that social proof that you or the creator that you're working with is an actual authority in the space and they know what they're talking about. Because obviously they can get amazing results for themselves, but what is the proof that they've been able to help other people as well? From there, once we've nailed these two parts, we're gonna want to make sure we have a killer email system and a killer email sequence where we send them pre-call emails that reinforces these messages and ensures leads are warmed up and ready to convert. By putting these steps in place, you dramatically increase the show rates and close rates as well, while also letting your closers just focus on what they do best, which is closing the calls, right? And all of this is part of your marketing and making sure that prospects have as much information and everything they need to actually make a decision on the call. And so for the emails, the goal of this step is to answer all the leads questions, handling objections, and giving context before the call, right? So for this, we're gonna mirror the same 4 sections, right? Questions, objections, expectations, and case studies, and then a second layer follow-up. And so the cadence should be about 6 emails per day over 72 hours leading up to their call, totaling in about 18 emails total. So some of them are gonna be to nurture them and educate them and show proof, and then some of them are just literally just to remind them of their call and so that they don't miss their call, right? And the content comes from the sales team's feedback, right? This is super important. Don't try to come up with the ideas yourself. Get that feedback directly from the calls that are being taken so that you're just pre-handling all those objections that you're getting on the calls. Take the call transcripts, plug them into AI, ask AI what are the main objections that we continue to get, and that way you can actually handle those objections in your emails as well. And you really want to avoid sending random content, right? If they're getting 6 emails per day, we want to make sure that they're actually packed with value and that everything aligns with the actual concerns that the lead has. And so the result of this as well will really be leads that are more engaged, shorter calls, and the close rates will go up as well. So improving the sales process actually has a lot to do with everything that's in the funnel and not the sales process itself, and the nurturing and the education that you're giving them, right? And then the last part of the sales process that we really work on improving, and this has been a massive hack for us and has increased show rates by 20 to 30%, is actually the group chat method. And this is one of our key pillars. And so the goal with this really is to increase the show rates with personalized communications, right? All of the stuff up here is all automated, but here we really start to personalize it lead by lead with this group chat method. And so to set this up properly, you're gonna wanna use your personal phone, where for the US, you'll use iMessage, and anyone in Europe or these other countries, you'll use WhatsApp. From there, you'll add leads to the group chat with the closer, the setter, and then if you want, you can also include the offer owner. And if they're okay with this, some don't want to get blown up, but this also will add a lot of authority where they can actually reach out to the creator as well and ask them questions, which is huge. And optionally, you can use AI to create evergreen voice messages from the creator to personalize the intro as well, which just adds even more authority. So from there, the closer will introduce themselves and actually make it personalized and not generic. You want the prospect to really feel like you're spending the time and that you actually care about them. So from there, use the setter's notes from their calls or the DMs that took place to really tailor the messaging. And then include engagement bait to actually get them to respond, right? Hey, I saw your notes. I have a video that will solve X problem. Can you confirm your number so I can send it to you? And then from there, you're just obviously gonna wanna make sure that you continue to monitor this group chat because these messages won't fully appear in the CRM since you're using that personal phone number, right? And so the solution to this is just screen sharing during team meetings to monitor the engagement and make sure that setters are following this process. All right, so next, we need to make sure to optimize our content engine, which is what's gonna be generating us those leads and making sure that they're actually nurtured properly, right? And so the goal with our content here is simple but powerful. We need to bring leads into our funnel, build trust, and shift their beliefs so that they're ready to take action when the time comes. So when it comes to the buyer's journey, you can really think of it as a 7-step roadmap. First, they see your content, then they engage with it. From there, they're being nurtured and we're giving them more value. They'll then book a call. Typically, they'll kind of hesitate, they'll have some doubts. That's why from there, we really need to make sure to build that trust further. And then finally, they end up buying, right? And the key principle here is connect first, shift their beliefs second, and then sell them last. And so too many people are trying to sell too early and they push for the call, they push for the buy, and the leads drop off because of this. And we obviously do not want that. So we want to build a relationship first, and then the sale will come naturally. And so when it comes to actually purchasing influence, they first need to know you, which is what the content does. They need to like you, which is what your funnel does, and then they need to trust you, which is what the sales call is for. And so when you're positioning yourself, your positioning needs to hit a middle ground, right? You don't want to come across as expert only, right? Or too expert only. And the issue with doing this is you'll generate a ton of leads, but most won't convert because you feel distant and they don't actually feel connected to you, right? Or you also don't want to come across too friendly, which will lead your audience to love you, but you won't generate enough leads, and the ones that you get won't buy, right? Because they don't take you seriously. So the sweet spot is to show your expertise while also being relatable and human and having that personal connection with your audience. And so the different content types, you want to mix 4 main types of content to hit every stage of the journey. So the first one being teaching and painkiller content. And what I mean by this is helping them solve problems to their pain points. And so solve those immediate problems your audience has. For example, here's why your sales calls aren't closing and exactly how to fix it. This positions you as an expert who delivers solutions, and you're teaching them and providing them that value. Next, in your content, you want to have client success stories or case studies. Nothing builds trust faster than proof. So show what your clients achieved using your methods. For example, how Jane scales her info product funnel to 50K per month in 90 days. Then you're also going to want to have videos that make you seem vulnerable and really connects and shows that personal side to yourself. So share your journey, your wins, your mistakes, your struggles, your backstory, and this makes you human, relatable, and approachable, and they feel like they can actually connect with you and that you would be a good mentor or coach to them. And the next pillar is giving content, right? So give freely, whether it's webinars, trainings, resources, which builds authority while also helping your students take immediate action, right? So step-by-steps and free resources and things of that nature. And so when you're doing this, YouTube is your trust building powerhouse. I'm talking long form videos, 20 to 60 minutes longs are perfect because they let you connect, teach, and shift belief all in one place, right? And so video types that generate sales are things like client interviews, case study breakdowns, and limiting belief challenges, right? Where you break myths your audience believes about making money, growing a business, or scaling a funnel, for example. And you always want to validate your content with these questions, right? So what should your audience know after this video? Why is that important? What actions do we want them to take, and why they should take that action now? And so addressing this in your videos is super important as well. And then from there, obviously, Instagram is super important, but no one is utilizing Instagram stories properly. And so actually really focusing a lot of time on your stories is one of the best ways to nurture your audience. And so with this, They're perfect for short-term engagement and nudging leads closer to booking a call directly through the DMs. And so actually making small CTAs in your stories, they can leave comments on your stories, which lead directly to the DMs. And at the same time, obviously you don't only want to make CTAs, you also want to provide value in your stories and personalized content of your day-to-day life and just kind of what you get up to, because that really nurtures that long-term connection. So the goal is to build curiosity, generate engagement, and plant the seed for your future call to action. And by the end of the week, your leads are warmed up, trusting you, and you can make that CTA and they'll DM you and you can convert them from there. So an example of a cadence that you can use is on Monday, client results and hard CTA. For example, here's what one of my clients just did, book your call now if you want the same results. On Tuesday, you can provide value and help them overcome limiting beliefs, like stop thinking your funnel can't hit 100K per month. Here's why that's wrong, and recording a small little story about that. On Wednesday, you can share your personal story. Here's what happened when I tried X and failed, which builds connection. Thursday, add some personal wins, some screenshots of the results that you've gotten for yourself, which obviously motivates and inspires people. On Friday, make a soft CTA. If you want a step-by-step breakdown, check the link in my bio, right? And lead them to your YouTube. And then Saturday or Sunday can be flexible, where you repurpose content, reshare wins, answer frequently asked questions, or do casual behind the scenes. And another thing to note is when you're making these, you can add these to your highlights. And so people can rewatch these, especially things like your personal wins, your personal story. And so people can just go to that and check them out from there. And so now I'd love to go even deeper into the sales process behind this, but I don't want to make this video drag on and overwhelm you. Where I have a ton of other videos that you can go check out now that breaks down the exact sales management and the sales process that we actually take people through step by step. So for now, I hope this breakdown gave you a ton of clarity and on how to actually scale your call funnel to 100K a month and even push it beyond that $1 million mark, which is what most massive info products are doing, is it's just a simple call booking funnel. But if you're a growth operator, you can also book a call with me and my team by using the link in the description, where we'll actually guarantee your first creator and help you scale to that 20K a month mark with just one client. So if you found this valuable, don't forget to subscribe as well, as I'm gonna be dropping videos every single week, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.